Live.
Crafty Cruisers, what's up?
Hey, everybody.
I know you guys are going to start coming in. This is Jamie. I know most of you, but for you guys that don't know me, I am Jamie, and I've talked to just about all of you. Um, I am outside of my daughter's soccer practice, snowing out here in Pittsburgh, and Steph is.
I'm in Tennessee at a retreat
Let them know
house.
where you're at.
I am in Clark Range, Tennessee at a retreat house teaching this week. And so we have a crowd of people behind us listening and watching and cheering us on. And three of the people here are coming on a cruise. So they'll get to find out information too. So I'm excited. Yolanda, I am so glad to see you here. I had texted her earlier. So I was trying to give announcements, let everybody know that we were going live because they want to know, right, Jamie? They want to know what are we doing? What's going on? So
They want to know. That's
let's
right.
share some information.
So yeah, sure. So I sent out an email yesterday with some information. A couple of questions came in today. I know that PJ was on there asking or answering a few of the questions. There's a lot of things that have popped up. So ask them in the comments below, and we will answer them as we go. I'm not seeing the comments, so Steph, if you're seeing them,
I can
then
see them.
certainly read them out. Okay,
And
if any come when they come in, ask them.
okay. And if somebody here will get on YouTube that way to make sure that we can see them in all places, in case we miss something, and we will answer. And one of the most common questions, what do you think the most common question is, Jamie? People want to know about food, right? They got to know about food.
Sure.
That's the question when I'm booking, they want to know what comes with it, what's extra. So you're the
Yep.
pro at specialty dining. Talk about that a little bit.
Sure. So, well, in terms of food, there's buffets for breakfast and lunch that are fantastic, and then there's buffets for dinner as well. For the main dining room for dinner is always very good. Then there's one-off places. There's a pizza place that's open for a lot of the hours of the day. There are burger spots and hot dog spots and taco place. There's a lot of food venues throughout the cruise that are fully included with your with your cruise. There is specialty dining restaurants which are an add-on. If you've never done it and you're a foodie, then I would say try one of them. But you don't have to sign up free. Some people like to. I like to just go and see what looks good on board as I'm walking around. And if I want to jump on to a specialty dining for dinner or even lunch, then I'll do that. But yeah, so there's a ton of food. In terms of drinks, you always get house coffee, house tea, iced tea, lemonade, juices, water, not bottled water, but the tap water. That all is included. Soda is add-on and alcohol is add-on. You can get a drink package or you can just get it a la carte. We're going to be super jam-packed with events and activities that I don't know if you have the drink package that you're going to get your money's worth, because there are so many things going on that you're going to be doing with us. We're going to be keeping you busy, so you may want to be drinking by the end of it. But no, again, you can certainly have your drinks and just go to the bar and buy them one by one if you don't have the drink package. You can also bring on a bottle of wine. They say, is it 2 bottles per person? So that's totally up to you. Is it? They say one on this one?
One, yeah, it's one and it's 750 ml bottle. So
Sure, a normal. Yeah, don't bring on the gallon jug of
right.
Giancarlo. But yeah, so you can bring on a normal bottle of wine if you want. I do that sometimes, and honestly, I just put them in my bag that I check, that I give the porter, and it's not like they really look. If you have 20 bottles in there, then they'll probably stop it. If you have a bottle in each of your bags, then they're not going to say anything. So that's just a little something there. But yeah, food wise, you're going to eat very well. They have all types of foods. If you have allergies, I know that you guys wrote it in on the on the survey that we sent, they'll accommodate you. They're used to seeing all types, and they want to do a good job to make sure that everything goes well for everyone.
So first question,
in
what
terms
time?
of dinner too, in the say that again. What question? What time? What?
Go ahead. I've got it down.
Okay, so for dining, I have everybody signed up for the 5 p.m. dining in the main dining room, and I have us all. I told the onboard rep. I said, just put us all in the same section. So they're going to put all of us in the same area with mixed tables. Now, if you have your group of friends of 4 of you and you just want to eat together, I totally get it. Just tell the maitre d' on the first day, say, hey, look, our group of 4, we want to have a table together. A lot of you are coming alone or want to meet with other people. A lot of you have been on past cruises with us, so you're excited to see your friends that you've made on past cruises, and you'll be eating with them. So whatever it is, you guys are all going to be kind of in the same area. If you wanted more strict accommodations for dining in terms of exactly where you're sitting with who, then just go tell them when you get on board or when you arrive to dinner that first night, and they'll accommodate you.
Okay, so one of the questions is, what time do we meet up? So the information is in the handbook that was just sent out. So we will meet between 3 and 4 on the first day of each leg. Come down, get your name tag, and then we will give schedules. You'll get that information for class times. So that's the first time that we meet up, is on day 1 between 3 and 4. Another question is, can we bring water on board? And you can bring bottled water on board, and you can pre-order water and have it in your room. I hate lugging a bunch of stuff because water gets very heavy. So I just take a few bottles of water and then I buy them. And even when you're off the ship, I carry some more on board. So those, you can bring some. So somebody was asking about, they're on 2 legs. Do you have to get off the ship? And tell them about that, Jamie.
Yeah, so every cruise port is different. So we're in the port of Miami. Typically, they do not make you get off the ship. Typically, they put us in a theater or a lounge of some sort, and we just hang out there for 30 minutes to an hour as they do their customs, circling of the ship. They come in, just check everybody back in, and we just stay on board, and then we can go and explore again. I've been on a ton of cruises, as has Steph, and a lot of back-to-backs. One time we had to get off, but we could leave all of our bags on board, everything like that. We did not have to pack up, and we just literally walked off down into the terminal, and they sat us down for about 15 minutes, and then we walked back on. So I don't anticipate that happening. Even if it does, it's not super inconvenient. We don't have to bring all of our stuff off. We leave our stuff on board, and yeah. So
someone's asking, can they stay in their cabin if they're staying in the same room? We still have to get out of the cabin. One, you're in that cabin and they want to tidy it up, but then they're trying to strip beds, do everything. They don't want people in the hallways and the rooms. So they do ask us to leave our cabin. You can leave your stuff in it just like you normally would. And you're going to either go to that lounge, the library, wherever it is that they ask us to meet. Then they will clear us, and then we have access to the ship. To me, and Jamie knows I say this all excited, one of the most magical moments is you have 6,000 people on a ship. There may be 40 of us sometimes staying from one leg to another, and it's just us. It's just us with the crew. So if there are times that you want to take some gorgeous pictures of an empty ship and that is the time when you're wandering around, because there's nobody in the way. There's nobody there. So I love that part of it. And let's see.
Steph, that's when you're going to be taking a nap.
Well, I can't always be in the cabin because sometimes they're cleaning. And
that's right. You'll find a place.
Look, I have 4 different rooms on each leg this time. I didn't get a, I didn't, I have to swap rooms, you know, staff. What do you do? What do you do? So people are saying, hey, they can't wait. How do you pre-order water? You can go on to the app and it's under beverages, I believe. Somebody's holding, huh? And it's 50% off because somebody has the app showing it to me in the background. So go look at that. And yes, we do try to do a group photo. So that's something that we do also. And so, how do you transfer your luggage to your other room? Well, I kind of tidy up and put it, and then I usually will introduce myself to the new room steward a day or so, like, hey, I'm going to be coming down here. And my old room steward, if it's not the same, I tell them, and they moved my clothes for me. Now, did they get clothes out of the drawer? No, I had them thrown kind of in a suitcase and they moved my hanging clothes and then they moved my suitcases for me. So they took care of that. And I love cruising. The one thing that I will say, if you've not eaten at Wonderland and you're wanting to have an experience, I personally, if you're going to spend that little bit extra for an experience, it's not just the food. And Reen and I have eaten there twice together because we loved it. So I would say that is the one thing. If you are kind of thinking, I'd like to do something special, I would always lean towards Wonderland. And then there's some other restaurants that I really like. But yes, Wonderland is my favorite.
I would go the other way, Steph. I would say,
of course you would, Jamie.
If you want to, no, but that's no, but I think the food at Wonderland is not the best. I think the experience is cool, right? It's like a circus. It's Alice in Wonderland. There's weird stuff happening. It's really cool. It's fun for sure. I think some of the other restaurants though have, in terms of food, I find it much better. Wonderland is a very cool experience. So I'm not saying don't do it. I think it's worth it and it's really neat. You just may go hit up the midnight buffet as well after. See, I eat a lot. Steph doesn't eat much.
This is true. This is very true. And Jamie, he's an eater. You know, you can tell he's a growing boy. So somebody was asking, is it better to pay the gratuity before or after the cruise? And that is a personal choice. I like to prepay it because then I've paid for everything. And the only thing that I'm going to owe when I get off the ship are incidentals that I bought, depending on how hard I work, how many margaritas I drink. You know, that is up to me having that expense. So I like to prepay. But some people, you know, they'd rather do it afterwards. It's a personal choice. I like getting it over with.
Yeah. So if you do nothing for the newbies, if you do nothing, then your account will get hit with that daily fee of whatever it is, $17.50 a day, and that goes to your waiters, your room, the guy who cleans your room. They turn it over twice a day. It goes to those folks. If you can prepay it, or you can just let it go and not do anything, and it's the same amount. There's no discount to prepay, vice versa. So totally up to you. I don't prepay it. I just let it go. That's my preference.
So somebody's asking. So I have pulled up the app. You're going to pull up the app. At the bottom of it, it says beverages when you're wanting to order. It's going to take a minute. And then the first choice is alcoholic. Scroll over one more. It's non-alcoholic, and it'll say beverage packages. Scroll on down, and it says Evian water delivery, 12 or 24 bottles. That's where you can purchase that at. So,
and those are the big bottles too. So yeah. Everybody always brings, when we do back-to-backs, the people that aren't coming are like, I have way too much leftover water. Do you want it? So we always take on a bunch of water. But those are the 1 liters.
I had rather buy some and keep them than Jamie, do I like carrying stuff? I try to get by with as least as possible. I don't want to have to carry a bunch of waters on board. Especially it's 50% off right now. I definitely would order them, even for, I will pay a little more just to not have to carry it. So the next question is the hotel group rate. Thank you for that. It would only let me book January 10 to the 12th. We are flying in early on the 8th. The customer service rep advised me I don't get the discount rate for that. Can we? It could be that they've already sold out of our group rate because we had a block of rooms, and we could see, but it may be that we've already, people are coming in and staying over. We may have used our group rate. So any suggestions on that one?
Yeah, so I would just do the same thing. I would call the hotel and say, hey, I'm thinking that we probably exceeded our group allotment.
Yeah.
But I'll call tomorrow and see if,
yeah. And sometimes even calling back after you talk to one, talk to another one, and they might make it happen. So I would try back again.
Right.
So another question, how do we get our luggage tags? PJ took care of that for us today with a beautiful PowerPoint feeling presentation. So you will go to the website and go to manage my cruise and the documents, and you will print those luggage tags from there. But in the group, she really did type out line by line was one, how to do that. And so that's our luggage. The luggage tags, let me say, if you're flying, do not put those cruise luggage tags on until you're ready to go on the cruise. They're paper. Even if you put them, I have the cute little plastic ones that slide in. It's just one more thing. Wait until you get to the port to put those cruise tags on. And
I have one thing for that too. Please don't panic if you show up and forget about the luggage tags. It's not a big deal at all. When you get to the cruise, there's a bunch of people, and usually it's white. They're in white shirts, and they're the porters. It's a union group that is at the pier, taking on the luggage. So basically, you get dropped off from your Uber or however you get there. You'll pull right up, and people will come over and say, "Do you need help with your luggage?" I give them a few bucks a bag. So if you have whatever it is, you have 2 bags, give them $5, and if you need to, they will look and see that you have your luggage tags on. If not, then they can create some luggage tags for you. They have a manifest. They know exactly what room you're in. So they'll say, "What's your name?" So I'll say Jamie Silva. They'll look and they'll say, "Okay, room, whatever, 6246. Great." And they'll put Silva on it, 6246. They'll tape it on there, and it'll be off and on the way. So if you have, if you're bringing on jewelry, or if you're bringing on your laptop, maybe keep that in your backpack on you, right? It's your luggage that you're bringing that you don't need it. You don't need it for the next 3 hours, and it's not super valuable. Send that stuff. And I've never heard of things going missing or stolen, but just so that, if you want to go in the pool right when you get on, you want to have your bathing suit on you. If you want your laptop because you got to do some work or go check in or whatever before we take off, then great, keep that on you. Steph, anything else on that?
To me, I feel like, Jamie, you know how this is. We want to carry all these things and not let go of them, and you're just walking in there with a backpack. One of the things that I highly recommend, try to get rid of as much stuff as you can with the porter, just because if we get on early, you may not be able to get into your room till 2:00. So you don't want to be carrying around a bunch of stuff if you don't have to. So if you carry a backpack, just remember to pack a smaller bag. So that way, when you get off at the islands, if you get off to go to Coco Cay, you don't always want to carry that big backpack. Just remember to have a little bag also. And that way you can throw your Kindle in, you can throw your book in, you can throw those just needed things. So I know we have some people that are, this is their first time ever, their first cruise. And guess what? You'll never forget that first moment of getting on the ship, your first cruise. And I told everybody take pictures, enjoy the moment because there's never another first cruise. Some people don't understand about their key card. So the key card looks like a hotel key, a credit card. It's going to have your name, and then it's going to have some other information on it. One of those is a muster station, and that's muster like almost mustard. And that's for a safety drill. Everyone on the ship has to do it. You can now watch the video in your room or on your phone, and it knows that you've watched it. And then you have to go, and it might say E2. And there are plenty of people everywhere around to guide you to that E2 or whatever your muster station is. And they'll go bloop, and they know that you've arrived. And that's in the event of an emergency, that would be the area that you would go to. If you don't do it, they will slide a note under your door and they will make you come do a makeup one. And it's embarrassing when they say, cabin 5551 Young, please come. And they announce that. So don't think you can get by with it. Go to the muster station, let them bloop it and check it out. So those are
It's happened.
It's happened. I slept through it. You know what can I say?
I actually got called on one of the sewing cruises. I got called over the loudspeaker. I had to go down during one of the classes.
Yeah. So they'll call you out on that.
Everybody cheered me on.
But also on that room key, it will have information about what dining room you're in. There's more than one dining room because there's a lot of people. So I'm going to make up a name because I don't remember the name of the dining room. I'm going to call it, Luster. You're in Luster, and it'll say 542. So the first night that you go to the dining room, they're going to ask that someone will escort you to your table, and you are at table 542. That way you'll know what that information is. And, like I said, there's groups of us. We're all around. We swapped tables last year. If two people went to specialty dining, we would say, hey, come sit with us. Our table always, we were like the mismatch, whoever wanted to come sit with us, we would. And somehow on one of them, we got one couple that wasn't part of the cruise. And they wondered how we all knew each other and why we kept making stuff. So it was fun. And how much do you think an Uber is from the hotel? Do you have any idea, Jamie?
Yeah, so I stayed at this hotel probably 3 months ago and took an Uber to the cruise port. I think it was like $14. It was very inexpensive. But like Uber, right? It goes up and down, surges, but it's very close. We're just a few miles from the cruise, so it's really close.
And to me, it's going to be like as cheap as $9 and as expensive as $21 is usually the most range that you'll see. And more than one person can be in the Uber. So if you're traveling solo, look around, ask somebody if they want to catch a ride with you. And the biggest thing I can give suggestion, don't overpack. You don't need that much. And somebody
you can always get enough, right? You can always get a t-shirt for very cheap in Bahamas, or a dress, or you can always get stuff at the straw market right there for really cheap. So yeah, you don't need to overpack at all.
And so if you're on two legs of the cruise, do you select two legs for the boxes for the crafts or pay individually for them? It shows it shows one leg, two leg, three leg, four leg.
So yeah, there's when you do the drop down, there's a tab for two legs, which has the applied discount already in it. We try to do it as easy as possible, so it's configured that way.
Yeah, one leg, 4 nights. So just to say, one of the option is you're doing one leg and it's a 4-night cruise. The second option is one leg, a 3-night cruise, 3-night, 2 legs, 3 legs, or all 4. So that's all the options that you have. When you do it, that price will come up. You say add to cart, because I pulled it up because I couldn't remember exactly either. And somebody said, Stephanie asked Jamie if it was the same Aloft Hotel. So I'm not sure. I'm scrolling back through
Oh, the
because we're not staying
same
at a loft.
Aloft Hotel.
I'm looking to see if somebody's talking about it.
I stayed at this hotel when I just did a walkthrough on a ship over the summer or in September, maybe it was. Um,
I've never paid $45 that much. So I and things are going to change, but I've never paid 45 being that nowhere that I've stayed near the
what's that?
port. Somebody said from the
Oh,
Aloft
for an Uber.
Hotel, I was told it could be from $20 to 45. I have checked already. I haven't seen it ever be that high.
You can you can if you do it right, you can go onto your app and schedule a ride. I think it'll let you schedule even that far out now. Not that you need to by any
I'm,
chance. It's a
I was
major
looking to
city
see.
and there's thousands of drivers, but
Yeah,
you can see.
yeah.
Um,
You can get an idea from the app.
and remember, Uber is not per person, right? It's per car. So if you can fit four of you in there, then you can put, you can split it four ways.
Okay, how much crafty stuff are we bringing back? Need to know how big of a suitcase I need. Well, depends on how many legs you're on, but we have said and keep, I'd bring an extra suitcase to pack everything in just because, or if you're just on one leg, make sure you have room in your suitcase. I travel with a foldable that's in mine so that way I have an extra easy to be able to bring back. Or, I've been known to donate some sweatshirts and things that aren't the best just to make room. And I just left a pair of tennis shoes on my last cruise because I had blown them out and it was like, okay, they're staying and now I have room in my suitcase. And
Hey,
he said,
that's a good little tip, Steph.
yeah,
I do
I,
that. When I
I,
have shoes that are in the final
yep,
phase for me, I wear those on. I wear them to the beach, and then I leave them in the room
yep,
because
that's what I
a
do.
lot of the people that work on board are, from places that
They are
oftentimes don't
very
have,
appreciative.
sure. So they'll take them,
Yeah,
they'll send them back, they'll bring them home, whatever. Or if they don't like them, they can throw them away.
yeah,
But yeah, they always appreciate. I say, hey, you guys can have these if you want, and they're super appreciative.
yep. So I do that with a lot. If I'm on the last leg with a pair of flip flops, tennis shoes, any of those things, I leave them and I just say, hey, and I always tell them ahead of time so that one time I left things and they come running after me and they were like, you left this. And I was like, yeah, I was donating it. So now I just tell them ahead of time, if anybody wants this, I don't. So feel free because we're very advantaged that we get to do what we do. So if I can make somebody's day by giving them a pair of used tennis shoes, that's what we can do. So somebody says, what tools will we need to bring with us for classes? Very little. Very little. So we will have the things that you need. For me, I carry a pair of scissors in my checked bag because I love this pair of scissors. I carry my Caesar weeder because it's my favorite weeder. We will have some of those there, but if you have something that's your favorite thing, then yes, I would bring those. But everything else we're going to have for you. That's what we're there for. Will we be near the Atlantis Hotel on the Bahama Island? It's a water taxi away, but it's doable, easily doable. I've done it many, 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 many times.
You can take, so when we pull in, you'll see it right there. It looks,
You're cutting out, Jamie.
you you can take a normal taxi as well. Sorry. So yeah, either or. But it is, if you want to get to Atlantis, you can certainly do that. They have tours that you can pay kind of a lot to get there, and then or you can just get there and roam around. There's a lot to do. There's a big casino and things like that.
I wanted that casino. So I like that casino.
I didn't.
Well, I'm glad I could help and do my part to bring your money back home with me. And so somebody's saying they need more information about the magnet exchange. How many? How many do you want to participate in? So if you're on one leg,
so one per leg.
Yep.
Yep.
I just asking. So Yolanda was asking how close it was because she wants to hit the Queen Staircase again. So Queen Staircase is easily accessible, and there's always somebody there telling the story about this Queen Staircase. It's very, very interesting. I always take some cash and just a tip because I know that's how people earn their living there, and I feel like they're doing their part to share history. And I've met some very, very pleasant people there talking about the Queen Staircase. And Jamie's disappeared, but I can still hear him when he's talking.
You can't see me?
Nope, not a bit.
Oh, man.
Oh, man. So what other information would you like to know? So people behind me that are listening, anything y'all want to know that you didn't type in? Yes. So somebody suggested, how can you communicate? So just make sure that first, some plans, like my plan, I could text and talk for free in Mexico, but not other places. So kind of check with your carrier, but keep your plane on airplane mode and you can text typically. And also on Royal, is there a chat app?
Yes.
I'm looking. I can't remember.
I think so. Yeah,
I'll be
on
honest,
the app, you can talk to other people on board.
Yeah, I was thinking we could text each other through the app on there. Is the dress up nights we
Correct.
are on the fourth leg, we are circus. Is that a whole, it's just us. So it'll just be us getting to be dressed up, and we can dress up as much as we want, and we will all be eating together roughly, unless you go to a specialty restaurant. So you can do what you want to do. And somebody says, yes, there is. So Patty was letting me know. I just couldn't, I couldn't remember. I couldn't remember the app. Some apps are better than others on cruise lines. We know they're not all the same. And any other, so then, yeah, stay connected during your cruise is what it's going to say. Somebody's asking, what are some of our group on the fourth leg going to do off the boat? So chat with Connie, let her know if there's something. I know that Terry is trying to find somebody to go zip lining. So if you want to go zip lining, yeah. She's like, no, that's a different cruise. She's going kayaking on the fourth one. Sorry. Is there a dress code for the regular dining room? Kimber, you're going to hear a lot of different results on that. Typically, they say no tank tops, no slogans that are inappropriate, and no like cutoff shorts. You'll see, dress shorts, definitely, your tank top dresses, those kind of things. But for the most part, no ratty clothes, I guess, is the easiest. You can't wear beach wear in there. And Jamie's trying to pop in somewhere else. So let me add him there and remove him there. There we go. And correct. The only problem with the Royal app is you have to check your messages. It doesn't give you a notification, someone's saying. Hey, Jamie, talk to make sure I can hear you. Okay, I can't hear him. Please explain the dressy nights and the costume nights on the first 3 night and the second 4 night. So dressy night is what you want it to be. And I'm going to say that 100%, it's what you want to make it. I like dressing up. And so I kind of dress up, not just kind of depends, but I like to dress up. So you can make it as dressy as you want to make it. And then For us on out the second night is when we will have our party, our dress up for our occasion of each leg of the cruise. And you can wear that to the, wear it to dining and then come down to the classroom. So it's kind of up to you how you want to do that. But it can be as dressy as you want it to be. If you go to the buffet, you can have shorts and a t-shirt on. If you go to the dining room, a little bit nicer shorts, more than likely. Some cruise lines are a little more strict than others. Royal, they're pretty laid back. They just want you to be appropriately covered, is how I would say that. And Windjammer, PJ is reminding us, if you don't want to go to the dining room, there's always Windjammer. And Windjammer is a buffet that you can, and a lot of the foods that's served in the dining room is in the Windjammer. And I think Jamie's having bad service. Any other, are we allowed to decorate our cabin door? Yes, you can. You can use magnets, and you can use wall hangings. You can use, because we have, in the past, we'll take pictures and do things with them. So yeah, decorate. They can't come off of the door, as far as, like, we had a little tiny, little metal mailbox, and it said leave a duck, take a duck. And so it was to the door, and they didn't have any problem with it. The room next to us had those big blow up 1/6 for her 16th birthday balloons, and they made them take those down. So, I think some of it is you can't tape anything to the door, so you use magnets for that, because they don't want, obviously you don't want to peel tape off and ruin their doors, so no tape. Are we still doing the costume nights? Of course we are. So that's what we're saying with themes. It will be the second night of each leg of the cruise is when we will have, I say party, that's when we'll have our dress up, we'll have some contests, we'll have things going on, and then we'll go straight from that into crafting. So if you're wearing some things, you might, want to be able to change into something that you can craft in if you're not comfortable being able to sit in your costume. Because I know some of us might be a little bit flamboyant on things. You might not want it. I'm laughing because I know some people's costumes. So we can quickly change from party mode into crafting mode. And I wish you were going to. I wish that a lot of you could join us. And guess what? If you don't join us on this one, there will be more. So this is just to get you really excited, and you can join us next time. So Tracy, I can't wait for you to retire so you can join these adventures also. So, but yes, we're trying to look through, and PJ she rocks in the group, keeping everybody's questions answered. And everybody, always a round of applause for PJ for keeping us organized a lot of the time. And I appreciate it because I'm not on social media and don't hear the notifications a lot of time. And so Connie, they're making it their honeymoon cruise. So that is so sweet. The first cruise that I ever taught on, the co-instructor, they got married the day before, and their honeymoon was during the cruise also. So yeah, glad we get to celebrate your nuptials and honeymoon. And see, Linda made it last year. She wanted to go, and this year she's joining us. So we appreciate everything that PJ does. You will be able to watch this later. If you have any questions, and I mean any, some of you I've talked to, and one person, bless her heart, I walked her through going to the airport to getting on board because she hadn't done it. And I was like, I hope I'm not giving you too much detail. Jamie, myself, PJ, all of us have been there. We've had a first cruise, so we try to answer any questions that you have. I know people get really excited and they're like, what's going to happen? What are we going to do? It's not that we procrastinate. We sometimes don't even know our final numbers till right now. So it's hard to say because depending on the numbers, we may have 3 classrooms, 2 classrooms, 1 classroom. and that changes the information that we give you. So we try to wait until as late as possible so that we can give you accurate information, and it doesn't seem like we're changing our mind. We're not changing our mind. We are just accommodating. We had 2 people join, so it doesn't sound like a lot, but 2 people sometimes can make it go from we have 1 classroom to now maybe we want to split to 2 classrooms. So that's why we wait to give some information. And for the magnet exchange, how many would I recommend? I would recommend 1 magnet for each leg of the cruise. And you don't have to participate. We have done mug exchanges before, and we decide, magnets are so great to take with you. You could use them in your cabin to hold pieces of paper up on the wall, your schedule, things that are going on. And it is, it's fun to be able to collect those. And sometimes mugs take more room, and they're glass, and they're hard to get them in with all the other stuff. So I'm excited about magnet exchange. Some of you are very crafty. Maybe you want to make yours. Maybe you want to bring it along. Somebody says, what is a magnet exchange? So a magnet exchange is just that. The magnet exchange, and it's in the handbook that has been posted so you can read more about it. It's something that represents maybe the town that you live in, maybe the state that you're from, all of those things. For me, it could be Jack Daniels because I'm here in Tennessee. Maybe it's Moon Pies because they're here in Tennessee. It could be the town that I'm from. We're the nursery capital of the world. So those kind of things all kind of play into. So you want a magnet that kind of represents your hometown, your state, your personality. Somebody here got my mug last time, and it was a So Stephanie Says mug, because what represents more than So Stephanie Says for me? And we will do that. I don't know if we'll do that at the party. We'll do it one night in the cruise room. And I'm not answering Nanette, but I'm not sure which night we will do that. But we will announce it, ahead of time. Hey, we're going to be doing a magnet exchange, and we will exchange them then. So I'm excited about it because it is something a little different and new and small and easy to pack. And I'm all about small and easy to pack. So PJ will be, you can come in, like I said, the first leg, the first day, 3 to 4, you can meet all of us. We'll be in there getting set up. And each time we have different instructors coming in. So it's a little chaotic sometimes as we're trying to get classrooms ready. So you'll see us handing and cleaning and moving around and getting our kids together. So it's always a good time. And it's your first day on the cruise. And we want you to have a good time and just check in, get your information, and then enjoy the boat, enjoy dinner, and all of those fun things. So I am trying to make sure, and you can still keep asking questions in here. That's fine. And we will keep answering questions so that, if you have anything, you can send any of us. Sometimes people don't want to ask something in the group, you can send it to us as in a message. But just know if you're thinking it, so is somebody else. So be brave and ask that what you think is a silly question, because it's not a silly question at all. And Jamie, I think, has left the building. So if there's no other questions, nothing else coming up, I don't see anything anywhere. Terry, have you seen anything that I've missed?
Did you answer about the airport transfers when you come back?
I did not see that one. So I know it's under excursions that you can go ahead, huh?
It's on sale for $16.99.
And it's on sale for $16.99. So I have somebody on the app behind me, and they are telling me that you can get it for $16.99 to transfer. I was going to say typically it's about $28 or something.
Yeah,
$29. Hey, I was pretty good. So go ahead and book that now. And that way you know that you have it. And should you bring ducks? Well, it depends on who you ask. But if you ask me, the more the merrier. Always. I hide flamingos. I had ducks. I love doing it. I take a whole bag to do. And I love hiding ducks. I hide them in the classroom. I hide them out on the boat. I throw them into elevators as doors are closing. So lots of things. so that you can see. I like having, and I love hiding ducks. And are there any things that we really need to make sure we have for the cruise personal wise? Yes, there's one thing that everybody that I have talked to, that I try to tell them: sunscreen. Sunscreen, sunscreen, sunscreen. I can't say that enough because it's expensive when you buy it off the island. It's expensive if you buy it on the ship. And so I just say make sure to bring lots of sunscreen because it's very, it's expensive. Also, make sure that you have your photo ID or your passport. If you're getting on with a photo ID, make triple sure that you have your original or red sealed birth certificate. And I also would recommend taking a photo of your passport just so that you have it as a backup. If something were to happen, then at least you have that information to have. If you even take a lot of different medications, you can take photos of them. I have had a passenger that their bag went missing, and when we were at an island and we were in San Juan, they were able to fill in for a few day prescriptions from those bottles. So, just take a picture. We keep everything else on our phones also. And let's see, hit the like button. Thank you very much for reminding. And for me, Joanna, on the app, you can get the transfer. So you can see, maybe they do sell out because I guess they only take so many buses or something. I don't know, but I have seen them sell out. So everybody, so somebody just said can't put them in Central Park. You can't put them in any plants. Don't hide them to where people are digging into things. Be respectful. You don't want them to scavenger. And just, go into the excursions. Thanks, PJ, for reiterating that. So everybody, I hope that y'all have a great night. And guess what? We are going to be sailing together very, very, very soon. Some of you, I have had the pleasure of getting to chat to on the telephone, and I have texted with you. And so I'm excited to get to meet you in person. Some people, it's going to be great to see them again. It's like seeing old friends. Can't wait to hug old friends and to make some new ones. So any questions you have, feel free to keep asking. Otherwise, we will say have a great night and bon voyage, and we will see everyone very, very soon. Bye, gang.